Today on ZZ9's Transport, Reece and I are taking an adventure to the Cairngorm Funicular Railway. There will be trains, there will be buses, there may be a lift or two, and there will be some guaranteed spectacular views. Does everything run smoothly? Come along and join us for the adventure. There's only one way to get started, and that's rolling the intro. Alright, good morning. It is 7:45 AM and you join me here in Inverness, where today my friend Reece and I, Reece of course Reece's Trains, are going to do a bit of an adventure to the Cairngorm Funicular Railway. And we're going to do it via train and bus. So I'm going to take you all along for our journey today. So I hope you're looking forward to this. And so we've got to start with a train service. As you can see, this is not Inverness train station. And I think we need to fix that. So let's fix that by going to Inverness train station, because that is obviously where all the trains are. So with that being said, hope you enjoy this video. No idea what it's going to look like, but let's go to the train station and see where the adventure takes us. On the way into the train station, I happened across a couple of conveniently placed coaches. And these are very good things because they are perfect for taking photos of. So, of course, I had to take some photos of them, and then I continued to the train station. So our train service, to start things off, is the 0841 service to Glasgow Queen Street. It's been swapped for a smaller train, but hopefully we'll still get a seat. We're going 2 stops to Aviemore, but it'll take about 45 minutes or so. So, let's get ready to get on board. Of course, I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Reece.
Hello.
Reece's Trains. So, have you got some words for us before we embark on this trip?
Yes, really looking forward to this trip. Of course, the Highland Main Line. I love the Highland Main Line. Fingers crossed we'll get something decent, even though I did check our location this morning. We're getting an older 170 set. Would have been better if it was the unit behind me, 429, but that's good. That's the 942 and S20 for Waverley. But hey, at least we get a trip down. Which is good.
And hopefully it'll be an enjoyable one, not too busy. So, let's get on board, shall we?
Let's go. While
we look at some lovely trains hiding in Inverness Station, let's talk a bit about the lovely train we're getting. 17411 is one of ScotRail's older Turbostar sets, notably missing the passenger information displays located on the sides, showing to passengers on platforms, and it also has a different seating layout inside, which apparently is akin to that of East Midlands Railway's ones. It was a bit busy, so I could not get any usable footage of us boarding, but we got a good seat with good window alignment, and despite the delays in the train arriving, we depart only 5 minutes behind schedule. What you're about to see now is some highlights of the trip. I'll probably upload the full unedited clips separately at some point, so enjoy the journey! Alright, so we're stopped for a goods train to pass, and we're just waiting for it to go through, so hopefully I'll get a clip of it as it passes. So here's a bus riding a train. Missed some of it, but here's the rest of it.
Tesco.
A challenge to anyone watching. How many of those Tesco containers just passed? Let me know in the comments. So yes, we did have that stop at Moy for the freight train. Perhaps a little bit earlier on the line than it would normally do, but that's just part of our delay. This stop is a normal stop on this service, so it doesn't actually increase our delay on this particular journey at all. So with that being said, let's continue.
We are now approaching Car Bridge. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
So here we are making our approach to our one and only intermediate stop of Car Bridge. Now it's quite interesting stopping at Car Bridge on this service. This service is pathed as a HST, but of course we are on a 170. It only tends to be the HST services that stop at this station. The 170 operated services tend to skip it. But it's quite unusual stopping here in a 170. Quite interesting that, isn't it? But here is Car Bridge, a 2-platform station managed by ScotRail.
Car Bridge.
And away we go. Buses. Yes, I had to see the buses, of course I did. That is Stagecoach's Aviemore depot. But we are now making an approach to Aviemore, so a quick summary of what I thought of this journey. It was pretty nice, wasn't as busy as I thought it might be given that it was a short form service, and it was an enjoyable ride. The stop for the freight train was interesting, and of course the stop at Car Bridge, which doesn't usually happen on this particular type of train. So, here we are coming into Aviemore, and let's take a look at this station. Alright, welcome to Aviemore. Here is a unit running the Strathspey Steam Railway. It doesn't look like a steam train's on it today, but look at Aviemore Station. Isn't this quite a spectacular sight? Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to be here for a little bit before we get the bus up to the Cairngorm itself. I'll talk more about that in a while, but just look at the view from this end of the station as well. Absolutely wonderful. There goes that. We'll go and take the steam railway the other way. So yeah, let's go and spend some time before we get the bus.
Aviemore. Let me get a photo of me in Aviemore.
Now from here we need to take a bus to get up to the Cairngorm Funicular itself. So let's go have a look, see what bus we need. Alright, so the bus we're going to be getting is the 1022 Service 30 that takes us up to the Cairngorm Base Station car park. So got a bit of a while to wait for that, so we'll find a way to pass that time and then we'll see what vehicle we are going to get to take us up there. So, guess I've got some time to spend. Unfortunately I was unable to get a clip of the bus pulling in, but the bus we are getting up comes in the form of YX63NHH, which is a Volvo B11 RT Plaxton Elite interdecker coach. It's a triaxle. Still wearing Megabus colours from when it used to operate Megabus routes, but it no longer does so now. It's been displaced by newer stuff, and now can see service on the likes of this route and other things in and around Inverness, Aviemore and such. So, with that being said, let's go for a journey on this route. So then, what did I think of this journey? Well, the coach performed really well. Sadly, we were unable to get a front row seat though, which means no full route visual, but I hope that this side view was still good enough for this journey. Maybe we'll get a front row seat on the way back down later on? You'll just have to wait and find out. But, like I said, the coach performed well, and as you can see, the views are already getting amazing. So, with that being said, we are now pulling in to the Cairngorm Funicular car park, and it's time to get ready to board the train. Right, YX63 NHH has brought us to this view. Probably get more of this later, but for now, gotta go get funicular tickets. We actually ended up timing things pretty well, and boarding the train was really quick, which was really nice. Got a pretty decent seat overall, not quite the seat I would have liked to get a good view, but we should still get a decent view of it. So with that being said, it's time to head up the Cairngorm Funicular.
Here we go.
So we're shortly to arrive at the Ptarmigan top station, 1,097 metres above sea level, or 3,589 feet above sea level. Climbing the UK's 6th highest mountain, the highest peak Ben Nevis over at Fort William. The second highest mountain, Ben Macdui, is just along from us here at Cairngorm, along with 4 of the other highest mountains in the UK. So the environment up here is quite unique. It's a subarctic plateau. Temperatures reflect that as well, as does the flora and fauna and the rare birds that we have. Once we get to the top, I'll stop the train and we will be exiting the doors on the left hand side as you look up the train. If you can make your way up the platform, that would be great, and from there you'll get access to the coffee, to the cafe and the restaurant and the upper viewing terrace, or alternatively you can go down the stairs, past the toilets in the shop, and make sure you capture the panoramic film exhibition on the lowest level, and that will also give you access out onto the lower viewing terrace. Both viewing terraces are connected by a footpath.
As the train leaves, you join us on level 2, where it's time to go and see the main attraction. Right, so the funicular's just dropped us off. I'm going to film this for the lift channel later, of course, but this is the lift. We're going to go to 3, and we will get a look at the view. This lift is still original, which is very nice. We love that. It's an original Coney. Sensor's got that issue, it always has.
3rd floor.
Alright, upper viewing terrace time. Literally just out here. Wow, what an absolutely stunning view. It's just perfect, exactly how I wanted it. 1,097 metres above sea level, perfect visibility. You can even see Aviemore from here. And at this point, it was time for me to film the lift for my lift channel, because of course this lift and the one at the base station are very sentimental ones to me. So here's a few highlights of that, followed by a summary on location of our thoughts of the day. Alright, guess where I'm back at? And guess what's still here after the second big funicular closure? This lovely Coney. So let's take an update on it. Got a big movie on the background, so not quite a clear time sample, but I've done a billion of those before, so we'll take an update on it. Probably not as huge a video as I've done previously, But here is this Kone. Beep boop. Sensors are still doing the thing.
Fourth floor.
Capacity 13 persons, 1,000 kilos.
Going down.
Down we go.
First floor.
Keep missing the button going out because I'm watching the indicator all the way. So then, as we get ready to get a train back down, Reece, what are your thoughts so far?
Very good.
You enjoyed it?
Yes,
I am
absolutely.
glad to hear that. Right, here's level 2. Right, so it is time to head back with the train down. Might as well include a bit of a lift ride in this, not that I've already included about 4 or 5, but why not? I have to go up to 4 through the restaurant to the return platform. Here is the lift, like I say, go to the lift channel, check out the full video of this if you're interested.
Fourth floor.
Very sentimental lift to me. And once these doors open, we will make our way. So here we are getting on board the funicular to head back down. You've heard what I've thought, and you've heard what Reece has thought, but I want to know what you think of the video and everything you've seen in it. This is not a style I do very often, so all feedback on what I need to improve or change will be very much appreciated. But with that being said, please enjoy the return journey back down the funicular. Here we are approaching the base station again after an absolutely fantastic ride at the best seat in the house on the funicular, the front as we look at it going down. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, as we approach, I'll tell you what happens next. You'll see some highlights of the base station lift because of course I'm going to film that one too. And then after that, it's time for us to wait for the bus back down to Aviemore. It's going to be the same coach that we got before, but will we get a better seat this time? There's only one way to find out. And now the base station lift. Let's take a look at this. See how this thing's doing. That's a bit quieter. This is the base station lift. Let's immediately try and get a shot. Of course, this one, only 8 persons, and a year earlier, despite having one serial number difference. Alright, we're back at base station after an incredible view at the top as always. Here's another Cairngorm lettering. We're waiting for the bus, we're a little bit early, but you can still get a really great view from the base station. So Reece, I'll ask you, what did you think?
Oh, it was great. Oh, wow, I love this part of the world. It really is amazing. It's my favourite. Wow.
Very good. It's simply brilliant. I don't really know how else to say it. So, got well until the bus, so we'll just admire the views, I guess. So, let's wait for the bus. Bus stop. So, bus will be getting back down is, of course, the only option, the 30 at 14:46. Currently 14:16, so we've got about half an hour. I'll keep an eye on the bus, see how it's tracking. There's a bus stop flag, so let's wait for the bus. Look at this, we've got the front seat. So while this journey begins, I will say, the full route visual will be out on the YouTube channel in due course, but while we start the journey, something funny that happened. There was a bit of a tracking error going on. This service was tracking as Volvo Evora SJ73HTV. What I assume happened is the wrong fleet number was entered in the ticket machine when it was signed in. That caused a bit of a problem because that Evora was also tracking on route X25. So after a while we couldn't actually track the 30, but fortunately it is running to schedule with this coach. So enjoy the highlights of the journey back down. Back in Aviemore station now, looking at the display for our train, and it's been delayed. Delayed by about 15 minutes. It was held up at Perth. I think it was related to train crew, but I'm not 100% sure I remember that correctly. But anyway, the train we'll be getting is the 1629, although it's actually going to get here at 1644, ScotRail service to Inverness, operated by a 4-car HST, 43135 and 43034, a palindromic number. This is set HA08 and it was quite busy. Fortunately, we were able to get some seats and you can see the highlights of the journey. Again, this will be uploaded more uncut on the channel in due course. Enjoy the journey back to Inverness. So it turns out I forgot to record a dedicated outro clip for this video, so this will serve as the outro. My final thoughts on the whole day: it's been brilliant, we've really enjoyed it, everything's gone super well and it's been absolutely fantastic. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this video and the whole adventure as a whole, with the trains, the buses, the lifts, the views, all of it. But with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and who knows, maybe there'll be more of this type in the future. I don't know, we'll just have to see how it goes. With that being said, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, be it on a real bus or a virtual bus. That'll do it for this video.